The air inside the Brightmart supermarket smelled faintly of oranges and freshly baked bread. But beneath the ordinary hum of shoppers and barcode scanners, something felt off. In the middle of the produce aisle, a tiny girl with tangled brown hair and a pink backpack stood stiff as a statue, clutching a crumpled list. She looked no more than 8 years old. Her eyes flicked nervously between the man beside her and the uniformed police officer at the end of the aisle. The man's hand was heavy on her shoulder. On the surface, they might have looked like father and daughter. But in her trembling fingers hidden behind the list, she formed a small, deliberate gesture she had seen on a safety poster at school, a silent rescue signal. And as luck or fate would have it, the cop at the end of the aisle noticed. If you believe in kindness and second chances, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Hidden Hearts. Your support helps us tell more stories like this. Officer Ramirez had been working security detail at the supermarket for months, blending in with the crowds, stopping shoplifters, breaking up arguments. He had learned to sense shifts in energy, the subtle tensing of shoulders, the way eyes dart when someone's about to run. When he saw the small girl's fingers flick in that unmistakable pattern, time seemed to slow. He remembered a training session about covert help signals children were taught to use in dangerous situations. He set down his coffee, straightened his uniform, and began to move casually toward them. The girl, whose name was Lily, kept her eyes down. She was terrified. All week she had been forced to follow this man, a distant acquaintance of her mother who had promised to help out while she worked double shifts. But help had turned into something else. He had taken her to places she didn't know, told her to be quiet, and now he was making her run errands for him. She had tried to tell the cashier at another store once, but froze. Today, in this supermarket, she had one last idea. She had practiced that hand signal at school and prayed someone would recognize it. As Officer Ramirez closed the distance, he pretended to check prices on a shelf. He saw the man's grip tighten on Lily's shoulder. He saw the small, almost imperceptible nod she gave him as she made the signal again. His heart thudded. This wasn't a misunderstanding. He spoke softly into his radio, alerting the off-duty partner posted near the entrance, then slowly approached. In his mind, he saw his own daughter's face. He had promised his wife he'd be home for dinner tonight. He couldn't stand the thought of another child in danger. They reached the checkout lane. The man was impatient, tossing items on the conveyor. Lily dropped a can on the floor deliberately, stooping to pick it up just as Ramirez stepped closer. Their eyes met for the first time. She whispered, barely audible, "Please follow me." It was enough. Ramirez's partner came in from the entrance. A quiet but coordinated action unfolded. They separated the man from Lily under the pretext of checking IDs. When the man tried to protest, his story unraveled. Within minutes, he was in handcuffs, his face red with anger and embarrassment, while Lily clung to Officer Ramirez's arm, trembling with relief. The manager ushered them into a back office away from the crowd. Lily sat on a chair, swinging her legs, tears streaking her cheeks, but also a strange look of strength there now. She told them everything, about her mother's long shifts, about the promises that turned into threats, about the fear. Ramirez listened carefully, his heart breaking, but also proud of the courage she had shown. Social services were called, her mother contacted. Within the hour, her mother came rushing in, dropping to her knees and hugging Lily so tightly it was as if she would never let go again. News of the incident spread quickly. People who had been in the store posted on social media about the brave little girl who sent a secret signal and the officer who noticed. In the days that followed, the local police department created a new outreach program, teaching more children and parents about those covert signals. Lily was invited to speak at her school assembly about what had happened. She stood on stage, small but resolute, telling her classmates how important it was to trust your instincts and ask for help. Her voice wavered, but she finished her speech to loud applause. Officer Ramirez watched from the back, moved. He had seen many dark things in his career, but this moment reminded him why he joined the force in the first place. It wasn't about citations or arrests. It was about noticing someone's silent cry for help and being there at the exact right moment. If this story touched your heart, please like, comment, share. and subscribe to Hidden Hearts. Every click helps us spread kindness and hope. Months later, Lily's life was calmer. She lived with her mother in a safer apartment, surrounded by supportive neighbors. Ramirez sometimes visited to drop off books for her or just say hello. Every time she heard his footsteps on the stairwell, she would smile. A real smile, not the frightened one from the supermarket. Her story became a quiet inspiration in the community, proof that even in the most ordinary places, extraordinary courage and compassion can change lives. Special request: if this story moved you, comment below with a time when someone noticed your silent signal for help or gave you a second chance. Your stories inspire others.